I went to a blind date pretending to be my brother, and she asked if we'd meet again. I never planned to lie that night. It started as a small favor, the kind you agree to without thinking too much about consequences. My brother Daniel stood in my doorway, already dressed, nervous energy written all over his face. He kept adjusting his collar like it was choking him. "Please," he said, "just go in my place." I laughed at first, thinking he was joking. "You're kidding, right? It's your blind date. She's already there," he said, voice tight. I messed up. Double booked. Important client dinner. I can't cancel either. "So cancel the date," I said. He shook his head. "My mom set it up. If I don't show, she'll never let it go." I crossed my arms. "So you want me to go and pretend to be you?" "Just for tonight," he said quickly. "Coffee. 1 hour. You don't have to promise anything. Just don't let it crash." I should have said no. But family pressure has a way of bending your spine. "What's her name?" I asked. "Emily," he replied. "She knows my name is Daniel." That's it. No pictures. No social media. That should have been my second warning. An hour later, I stood outside a quiet cafe, warm yellow lights glowing through the windows. My reflection in the glass looked calm, but my chest felt tight. I wasn't nervous about meeting a woman. I was nervous about lying to one. I stepped inside. She was already there. Emily sat near the window, hands wrapped around a mug, staring outside like she was waiting for something to arrive with the rain. She looked up when the bell rang. Our eyes met, and for a moment, everything else disappeared. She wasn't flashy. No dramatic makeup. Just soft features, tired eyes, and a kind of calm sadness that made you want to sit beside her without saying anything. She smiled, hesitant but warm. "Daniel?" she asked. I swallowed. Yeah. The lie landed heavier than I expected. "Hi," she said, standing slightly. "I'm Emily." We shook hands. Her grip was gentle, but steady. We sat. The first few minutes were awkward, like all blind dates are. Small talk. Weather. Work. I tried to keep answers vague, afraid I'd trap myself in details. But then something strange happened. She listened. Really listened. When I spoke, she leaned in slightly, like my words mattered. When she laughed, it wasn't loud or forced. It was quiet, genuine, like she didn't laugh often but meant it when she did. "You're different than I imagined," she said after a while. I forced a smile. "Different how?" She shrugged. "I don't know. Softer, maybe." That word hit me unexpectedly. I wasn't pretending anymore. I was just being. Time moved faster than it should have. She told me about her job at a small publishing house. How she loved books more than people sometimes. How blind dates made her nervous but she kept agreeing to them because her friends said she needed to try. "And you?" she asked. "Why did you agree?" I hesitated. The truth hovered on my tongue. "Instead," I said, "because sometimes life pushes you into things you didn't plan." She studied me for a moment. "Not suspicious. Curious." "That's a good answer," she said softly. The conversation drifted into deeper waters. Childhood memories. Regrets. Things we never told people because they sounded stupid out loud. I forgot I wasn't Daniel. I forgot this wasn't my life. Until she looked at her phone and sighed. "I should tell you something," she said. My heart thumped. "Okay. I almost canceled tonight," she admitted. "I've had bad experiences." I nodded, waiting. She met my eyes. "But I'm glad I didn't." Something warm spread through my chest, followed immediately by guilt. The night stretched on. Coffee turned into dessert. Laughter turned into comfortable silence. When we finally stood to leave, the rain had stopped. The streetlights reflected off the wet pavement like stars fallen to earth. We stood outside the cafe, neither of us moving. "This was nice," she said. "Yeah," I replied. "It really was." She hesitated, then looked up at me, eyes searching my face. "Can I ask you something?" she said quietly. "Anything." She took a breath. "Will we meet again next time?" The question wasn't playful. It was careful, hopeful. My mouth went dry. Because next time, I wouldn't be the one she expected. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. I didn't want this to end. I smiled, hiding the storm inside me. I'd like that, I said. She smiled back. And just like that, the lie became something far more dangerous. I didn't sleep that night. Her voice kept replaying in my head, soft and careful when she asked that question. Will we meet again next time? It wasn't curiosity. It was hope. By morning, my phone buzzed. A message from Daniel. So, how bad was it? I stared at the screen longer than necessary before replying. She was nice. That's it. He sent back. Nice is good. I told Mom it went okay. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. She asked to meet again. There was a pause. Then 3 dots appeared. What did you say? I said yes. Another pause. Longer this time. You're kidding. I'm not. Daniel called immediately. You're out of your mind, he said. You were supposed to end it politely, not start something. I didn't plan it, I said. It just happened. You can't keep seeing her as me. I know. Then stop, he snapped. Before this turns ugly. I ended the call without agreeing to anything. That afternoon, Emily texted. I hope this isn't weird, but I'm still smiling about last night. I closed my eyes. I typed back. Me too. The second meeting was supposed to be simple. Lunch. Public place. No complications. But complications have a way of growing teeth. She chose a small park cafe near a lake. Sunlight filtered through trees, and children's laughter echoed in the distance. She wore a light blue dress, hair tied loosely, looking more relaxed than before. You look less nervous this time, she said, smiling. Practice, I replied. She laughed, then stopped suddenly. Can I be honest? I nodded. I was afraid you wouldn't come. My chest tightened. Why? She shrugged. People disappear easily these days. I wanted to tell her then. Right there. The truth sat heavy in my throat. Instead, I asked about her week. We walked around the lake after eating. The conversation flowed like we'd known each other longer than 2 meetings deserved. You're quieter today, she said. Thinking too much, I admitted. About what? About how strange timing can be. She slowed her steps. You believe in timing. I believe it controls more than we admit. She considered that, then nodded. I think so too. We stopped near the water. Ducks floated lazily, unaware of human messes. My last relationship ended because of a lie, she said suddenly. The world tilted. I looked at her. I'm sorry. He thought small lies didn't matter, she continued. But they grow. They always grow. She wasn't accusing me. She was sharing. And somehow that made it worse. That night, Daniel showed up at my place unannounced. You have to end this, he said the moment I opened the door. I know. No, you don't know, he snapped. You're acting like this is harmless. She's not some experiment, I shot back. She's a person. So am I, he said. And you're wearing my name. Silence fell between us. Tell her the truth, he said finally. Or I will. My stomach dropped. You wouldn't. I will if you don't. He left me with that threat echoing in my apartment. The third meeting came faster than I expected. Emily asked if we could cook together at her place. Nothing fancy, she said. Just something simple. Every instinct screamed no. But I said yes. Her apartment smelled like vanilla and books. Soft music played in the background. It felt intimate in a way public places never allowed. We cooked, laughed, bumped elbows. At one point, she stood very still, watching me. What? I asked. You're kind, she said. You don't try to impress. You just are. The light cracked a little more. After dinner, we sat on her couch. Not touching. Just close enough to feel each other's presence. Can I ask you something serious? She said. I nodded, heart pounding. Where do you see this going? The room felt too quiet. I imagined telling her. Her face changing. Trust shattering. I imagined walking away and never seeing her again. I don't know, I said honestly. But I want to find out. She smiled, relieved. Me too. She leaned in first. The kiss was slow, careful, like we were both afraid to break something fragile. When we pulled back, her forehead rested against mine. Promise me something, she whispered. What? No secrets. My chest burned. I promise, I said. And the lie crossed a line it couldn't uncross. Later that night, my phone buzzed. Daniel. She's my girlfriend now, the message read. I'm meeting her this weekend. The room spun. Because now, there would be two of us. And only one truth. I stood in front of the mirror longer than I ever had. I looked like Daniel. Same face. Same voice. Same blood. But the reflection staring back at me felt like a stranger. Emily was meeting him tonight. The real him. I wanted to call her. Warn her. Confess before the damage was permanent. But fear glued my fingers still. By the time my phone rang, it was already too late. It was Emily. Can we talk? She asked softly. Something in her tone told me everything had already broken. I'm outside, she said. Please. I opened the door. She stood there holding her phone, knuckles white, eyes glassy but controlled. Daniel stood a few steps behind her, arms crossed, guilt written all over his face. Emily didn't look at him. She looked only at me. Why does he have your face? She asked. Silence filled the hallway. Daniel exhaled. Emily. Don't, she said sharply. Not you. She stepped closer to me. Tell me, she said. Now. I felt my chest collapse inward. My name isn't Daniel, I said quietly. It never was. Her lips parted slightly. She didn't cry. Not yet. He's my brother, I continued. I went in his place that first night. It was supposed to be once. Her eyes dropped to the floor. And the second time, she asked. I should have told you. The third, she whispered. I was already in too deep. She laughed once, hollow and broken. So everything was fake. No, I said immediately. The name was a lie. The feelings weren't. She looked at Daniel for the first time then. You knew, she said. He nodded. I didn't think it would go this far. She turned back to me. You promised me no secrets. I know, I said, voice cracking. And I hate myself for breaking that promise. Tears finally spilled over, but she wiped them away angrily. I told you, she said. My last relationship ended because of a lie. I remember, I said. That's why this hurts so much. She stepped back, putting space between us. I don't know which one of you hurts more. Daniel took a step forward. Emily, I never meant. She raised her hand. You don't get to explain. Then she looked at me again. And this was worse. There was no anger left in her eyes. Only sadness. Did you ever think about telling me? She asked. Every day. Then why didn't you? Because I was afraid, I said. Afraid that the moment you knew, I'd lose you. She nodded slowly. You already did. That night, she left. Weeks passed. Daniel tried to apologize. I didn't answer. Emily didn't text. Didn't call. Her silence was heavier than any words. I went back to my routine, but nothing felt the same. Coffee tasted empty. Parks felt too quiet. Every soft laugh I heard reminded me of hers. Then one evening, months later, I saw her. Same cafe. Same window seat. She looked up. Our eyes met again. This time, there was no lie between us. I walked over slowly. Hi, I said. I don't expect anything. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. Properly. She studied my face for a long moment. You hurt me, she said. I know. But you also showed me something real, she continued. And that's what makes this confusing. I don't deserve another chance, I said. I just wanted you to know the man you fell for was real. His name just wasn't. She smiled faintly. What is your name? I told her. She repeated it softly, like trying it on for the first time. Sit, she said. 5 minutes. Those 5 minutes turned into an hour. No pretending. No borrowed name. No fear. When we stood to leave, she paused at the door. This time, she said quietly, if we meet again. I waited. I want it to be as you. I nodded. It will be. She smiled, careful, but hopeful. And for the first time, the future didn't feel like a lie.